All right, we are on part 1.8 here. A few things to talk about here. We're learning a couple new concepts. One, we're applying those holes concepts here. We got lots of holes in this one to take care of. We got holes through the center, holes through here. The second thing that we're going to be talking about and understanding here is a symmetric part. So what do I do with this part? Because if I look at it, it's exactly the same on the left as it is on the right. So I have a kind of a center line right down the center of this part, and it's symmetric. So we're going to work with that symmetric part to create it, and I'm going to show you how to do that next. So starting out, I'm going to start on my front view, and it's the same process. I'm looking, it's 2.5 wide, 1 inch deep, so 2.5, 1 inch, and a total of 0.75 tall. So I'm going to start that bounding box. So I'm going to go sketch, front view, and the difference here is, I'm going to right click and go normal to sketch plane. The difference is I'm going to do a rectangle, but I'm going to do a rectangle up in the middle of nowhere. Because I want this center plane here to be in the center of my part. I don't want to start it on the origin. Okay? So then I'm going to take this item, and ears might be hidden a little bit. I'm going to show it so it's hidden. I just shrunk this down so it's hidden for you. So I'm going to click on here where it says coincident, and I'm going to go to midpoint, and I'm going to take this point and this line and lock them to midpoint to each other. So now what that's doing is if I stretch one side, it stretches the other side. So this is a symmetric part. There's a line of symmetry, or it's a mirror image right over this edge. And now I can do my dimensions. So if I go back to my drawing, 2.5 wide, and it's 0.75 tall. So come in here, 2.5, 0.75. Check that off, extrude that, because we're going to get our base feature. I can go into isometric view, and I got to look at the drawing again quick. It goes 1 inch, so that's blind, 1 inch. I'm happy with that. So there's my base feature. So now I have my piece that's this solid out. Next, let's manage this piece right here. Let's cut this out. So if I'm looking here, it's 0.25 thick. So I'm going to draw a rectangle from this corner down. I'm going to go 0.25 there. Oh, wait, I have a 0.25 over here as well, but I don't know where this is. So I got to cut the center hole out first. So let's cut that center hole out first. 0.25 down from the top, and it's 1/2 inch wide, or 0.5 wide. So let's go catch that. So we're going to do a sketch on this front surface. Again, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to draw that rectangle out in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to go midpoint again. So go here, midpoint, click my line, click my origin. Now this is staying right in the center. And I can do dimensions. That's 0.5 wide, I know that. And then from here to here should be 0.25. Check that off. Extrude. Take a look at that. Pick this. It's coming out. I got to do a remove. Instead of blind, go through all because I want to cut it all. Set it up in isometric. If I look, now I got my cutout right here. Now I'm going to cut this corner off, 0.25, 0.25, and we're going to cut that corner. So I'm going to do a sketch on this front face, do a rectangle, R for rectangle. Come this way, dimension. So I'm coming to my dimension tool. This line to this line is 0.25. This line to this line is 0.25. I'm happy there. Extrude. Okay, it's coming off, so I got to remove it. Set it blind, through all, check. All right, now getting to this other side. What I could do is draw it on the other side, but I don't want to. I want this to be a mirror. And I want it to mirror over this right plane right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up into my feature area, and I'm going to teach you a new feature right now. It's an awesome one. Mirror. Okay? Come into mirror. It says part mirror. I don't want a part mirror. I want a feature mirror. So part mirror goes to feature mirror. Features to mirror. I want to mirror this extrude. And then the mirror plane is like what I want to flip it over. So I'm going to click my mirror plane, and I'm going to click the right plane. So I just took this cut, and I flipped it over this plane, and I hit check, and it did the exact same thing. Now the cool thing about this is, let's say I want to change what this one looks like. Come back into Extrude 3, into that sketch. Let's say this is 0.5 instead of 0.25. Enter, update it, and it updates both sides automatically. So that's why this mirror is so important. We just learned a very powerful feature there. So let's get that back to 0.25 and check it off. So now we have this shape here. These hidden lines are coming from these intersecting holes. There's a hole that comes through this way, and there's a hole that comes down. So that's what all these hidden lines are coming from. That's why they're kind of curved in there, is those are coming from these intersecting holes here. So let's do the hole on the top first. If I take a look, this top here, it's right in the center, and it's right in the center. Okay? Half inch in, half inch up. So I'm going to go to my piece, and I'm going to draw a sketch on the top. And all I want to do again is put a point on the top. That's where the center of this hole is going to be. And I'm going to line it up with the midpoint here or the midpoint here. So I just I didn't click it all, I just hovered over those two midpoints, and it woke up those items. Now that's centered. I can't come in here and move this at all. So it's in the right spot because it's centered with those. And remember, I'm done with that sketch. Now I'm going to come in and do my hole. Okay? The hole, got to go to a simple style. The through hole. And we want to go into custom. So I just want it to go through everything. I don't want it to go blind. I want it to be simple, not counterbore, countersink. And custom hole. And if I take a peek at my drawing, the diameter, and I'm going to have to do a hole call out here. But the diameter of this hole is 0.875. There, I added that diameter in there. 0.875 there, and it's a through hole. So I'm going to come back to that. And I made sure it's 0.875, made sure it's through, hit check. Got that hole taken care of. Okay? Next hole we're doing. I'm worried about over here. It's a 0.438 through. It's a half inch in. It's a halfway up. So again, I'm going to make a point on this surface, halfway, 0.438. So coming over here, sketch on this side wall, put a point on this side wall, and again, I'm going to come over here and wake this one up, highlight over this side, come to the midpoint, wake this midpoint up, and I just keep sliding around until I get them both lined up. Check that off, make a hole, and it's giving me this big problem. So I want a simple hole. I want it to be through 0.438. Custom 0.438. Hit merge scope if it's giving you a problem there. And hit the check mark. And now we have this part taken care of. So if I go back and take a peek, it looks like this part here. I'm happy with that. Hit P to get rid of planes. Right click, isometric. Open up your mass. Let's see what we have for a mass. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see it now. Mass of part 1 is volume is 0.607. Get your name on it, screenshot that, and upload that. We've learned how to do mirrors, and we've learned how to do holes. Awesome work.